Greetings! Welcome back to Old Ways Rising Farm. This video is another in our series of how to plant all of the things. I'm going to talk about tomatoes. Now, it's a little early for tomatoes in my area. I'm filming this. I want to make sure I get it up in time, that it's still relevant. So I'm doing these a little bit early. I'm taking a chance on them. You really want to make sure with these that you wait until you truly are past the last day to frost. You can look at your 10-day forecast and move back a little bit. If you know you're clear, the last day of frost, around here is June 1st, the 10-day forecast. If you're clear through till June 1st or so, nothing in sight, you can go ahead and cheat a little bit. And I'm cheating a little bit more than that, right? Just so I can get this video out. That's okay. I'm only going to plant a couple. If I lose them, I'm not out a lot of money. Tomatoes are a heavy feeder, but they're a selective heavy feeder. They want an acidic soil. They want a lot of phosphate. They want a lot of potassium. They want a lot of calcium in particular, and you want some sulfur in there. So you want to make sure that your soil is accompanying that. I talked a bit about that when I prepped this bed. Go check out the bed on the video on making this small Hugo mound, hugelkultur. I talked about all the fertilizers that are on it. I have eggshells in here. I have some manure on here. You do want to be careful though, because too much nitrogen in the manure, you'll get an 8-foot tall tomato that doesn't produce any fruit. If the nitrogen and phosphate are out of balance, you won't get fruit, even though you'll have a big, beautiful plant. So you want to make sure that you don't overdo the nitrogen. And the manure also, because of the mineral packages that the cows eat, will have a lot of micronutrients in it. So a lot of that goes right through the cow, just like a lot of your vitamin pill goes right through you. So, when we're planting these, this is the form a lot of people get their tomatoes in. Again, I bought one pack here for a demo. I have pots around back that are seedlings that I'm growing myself. But you want to look at these. They'll usually be a little lanky and a little pot bound. So, jeepers, guys. Cool it. Clearly they know what I'm telling them. Anyhow, you want to come to the corners and the bottom, and you want to just pull and prick out some of these roots. Part of being pot bound and growing in this way is that the roots will start to coil around the root ball. And they will keep coiling and coiling and coiling and choke themselves off. So you want to take just around the corners, just prick off some of these coiled up roots. And then everywhere you prick the root, it'll just resprout more roots. So it's fine. It won't hurt it a bit. Okay? That will help it establish easier and have a better root system earlier in the season. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to pinch off all of the leaves except for the top pair. Okay? I'm only going to leave these little top leaves right there. This helps with transplant shock. So all of these leaves are evaporating. I'm going to pinch this one in half too. Okay. So these leaves are causing the plant to lose water. I just wounded its root system. It is now a little bit less able to get water than it was 5 minutes ago. It will help it in the long run, but I need to prick off these leaves to help it in the short run. Now, often if you run your finger along the stem of a tomato, this one doesn't have any yet because it's a bit younger, but when these have been kind of getting lanky and falling over and were shaded a bit in the greenhouse, you'll start to see little bumps. All of those little bumps are root primordia. So tomatoes are one of the plants which readily grow what are called adventitious roots. Adventitious roots are any roots that don't start from the primary root that comes right out of the seed. Okay? So I'm going to plant it that deep and only leave that top leaf sticking out. And this entire length of stem will sprout roots. So you get one of those real lanky ones that's having trouble standing up, no worries, just plant it deeper. You can even lay them on their side in a trench and whip it out. It's good. More root is better. So I'll come over to my patch. Just going to dig down with my fingers this nice loose soil that we just spent a lot of work making. Plant it down. And if I need to lean it over a bit, that's fine. other advantage here is that there's a lot of stored energy in that stem, so if something comes and nips a couple of these leaves, it'll still be okay. It can regrow. So, there's my tips on planting tomatoes. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give it a thumbs up so that the algorithm knows to show it to other folks, and I'll see you next time on Old Ways Rising Farm.